Got my ice blondie. It's literally as big as my head this morning. And I'm having fun. Did she just say you have a good selection in knee socks? Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kenzie. Thanks so much for being here. And today we have another video with my good friends Sarah and Kalila. I love filming with them, and this one has a little bit of a twist. I've read their favorite books. They've picked out books for me, but in today's video, I'm going to be reading their least favorite books, books that they hate, because we don't want to buy the books that we hate. So they just let me know what their least favorite books are, and let me tell you, I was a little surprised. So for Sarah, her least favorite book is The Love Hypothesis by Hazelwood. This is so wild to me because it's a book that I've been wanting to pick up for so long. I've dabbled in Hazelwood, but Sarah just does not vibe with Hazelwood books. Doesn't like the writing style, doesn't like the story. I'm very intrigued to see if this one's gonna land for me or if it's not. I also know that Kalila tends to not be the biggest Hazelwood fan either. So while they're both not big fans of Hazelwood, I've read some books that I like. I haven't loved anything I've read by Hazelwood, but I haven't hated it the way Sarah hates The Love Hypothesis. So we're gonna start with The Love Hypothesis because this is a book that I'm genuinely excited about and have wanted to read. And then Kalila's least favorite book, American Psycho. I'm nervous for this one. I don't actually know a ton about what it's about. I just know that she hates it with a passion, and the way she described it to me made me not that excited. I'm a little apprehensive. I don't own this one. I'm gonna wait till after I read it to decide if I want to buy it or not. But I do own The Love Hypothesis already. So that's why we're starting with The Love Hypothesis. American Psycho, we'll cross that bridge when we get there because I have a hard time believing there's any chance that I'll like it. And then with The Love Hypothesis, I could see myself potentially liking this book, which would be a really funny plot twist if I ended up liking the book that Sarah hates. That's what this video is all about. So let's head to work. I have The Love Hypothesis on Libro, and we're just gonna see my first impressions of this book. I actually am not sure how Sarah read this book. I don't know if she read the audiobook or physical book. I'm pretty sure physical, because I know she doesn't really like listening to romance audiobooks. I don't have that same preference, so we're just gonna see how the audiobook is. I pressed play as I was driving into the car wash, and the jump scare I had when this deep, gruff, masculine voice yelled at me because my volume was all the way up, that was almost a deal breaker. But the prologue confirmed that it is a female narrator. And she sounds so familiar. I need to look up any other books that I've listened to because she sounds so familiar. And I didn't catch her name because the male voice was so disorienting. Okay, this narrator has done a lot of books. I think I know her because I think I listened to part of Fangirl Down. I could be wrong, but she's done a lot of Tessa Bailey.
Good morning. What's a good phone number with that? And then what can I get for you?
Can I do a medium iced blondie, sugar-free with caramel drizzle?
And is there anything else for you?
That's it.
Perfect. Okay, she's gonna ask you a quick question. I love your nails, by the way.
Thank you.
That is such a good color.
I've never had this color on my nails.
It looks
Sorry,
really
I'm
good.
like,
You're good.
they're really long.
I know, I need to get my nails done. They're really nubby.
That's how I felt before these, so I went really long.
Well, they look really, really good.
Thank you.
Of course,
People have been complimenting my nails.
Was the ideal environment to foster that. It'll give me important transferable skills. He snorted. She frowned.
7 brew is secured. It's as good as ever. I just finished the prologue and the banter, I was kind of eating it up. I hate to admit it. She's quirky. She's quirky. I mean, that was very apparent from the prologue. The idea of grad school sounds so intense. I never did that. I studied marketing and social media. This is not my story. This is not my truth. But I'm learning a lot about it, and it sounds like she wants to go to grad school for the sole reason that she has some question that she wants answered, and no one's answered it yet. And so she's like, I have to do it myself, and I don't know what that question is. I'm back from work and 2 chapters into The Love Hypothesis, and when I tell you I was giggling at first, And then, okay, this happens in chapter 1. No need to be alarmed, but there is a kiss that happens for a reason between the two characters. The girl initiates it, Olive initiates it with Adam Carlson. She kisses him in order to get out of this weird conversation with a friend. She kisses him. And then consent is unclear, and then the man threatens to file for harassment. Why? We were having such a fun time. Why do we have to throw harassment into it? The prologue was so banter, and then all of a sudden it got serious. And she's like, I thought you said yes. Damn it. Okay, well, if there is some sort of miscommunication happening, but I am 20 minutes into chapter 2, and I have a shit ton of laundry to do. So that's what we're gonna be doing while we listen to this audiobook. Honestly, a typical weekday night for ya. Okay, now he's like flirting with her. She's like, seems like you haven't actually filed a harassment complaint. And he's like, is that so? And I'm like, okay, all right. So he was into it. He was into it, obviously. She just described an experience that made me realize I am not at all original. She said, all I need to do is sit on the couch and watch American Ninja Warrior for 45 minutes and eat Cool Ranch Doritos, as if that wasn't my entire childhood. I don't do that as much now. I'm still a Cool Ranch Doritos girl. Less American Ninja Warrior, more Bravo. More Real Housewives. But it used to be American Ninja Warrior and like Chopped. It's not that original, but I was just like, what the... That felt like my brain for a second. I fear she is very likable right now, but she does have glow-in-the-dark stars on her ceiling. Did she just say you have a good selection in knee socks? That means she has knee socks to select. You know, when you get a new tattoo and you want everyone to see it, so I'm like, oh, casual. Casual, look at my new tattoo. It still has the second skin on her, but I am just so obsessed. I'll take off the second skin in my shower tonight, probably. This is a fake dating trope. And I'm pretty sure this is becoming like a movie or TV show or something, so I'm glad I'm reading it before that. But I just found out why he would agree to this, because this whole time I'm like, what's in it for you, bro? Makes sense. I am almost done with this load of laundry, but I have a whole other load waiting for me, so I'm gonna go get that. I just got to chapter 3, and against my will, I'm smiling. Against my will, this banter has kept me pretty hooked, and Adam Carlson, like, seems so hot, mysterious. It's like I'm almost trying not to like it for some reason. I think it's because it's Sarah's least favorite book, and also the way it started was weird, but I'm along for the ride. It's been a while, if you've seen my recent vlog, since I've had an audiobook where I'm like really into it and I don't have an urge to pick up my phone and scroll, and it doesn't feel like a chore to press play, so feels kind of nice. We are at a point where it is safe for me to say that I will like The Love Hypothesis more than American Psycho. I don't even need to read American Psycho to know that. What chapter did I just get into? Chapter 6 of The Love Hypothesis. These chapters are kind of longer, on the longer side, and I'm having fun. It's very page-turny. Like, the banter is really good. It's a little predictable, but I just find Adam Carlson to be quite attractive. She is very quirky, so it's funny being inside her head. Stereotypical quirky girl in a rom-com in a very intelligent, smart way, because she's literally a scientist, which is very interesting to read about. I read Bride, which I didn't love, and I read Check and Mate, which I really liked actually. And I think that's all I've read by her. It's possible that this becomes my favorite by her. This audiobook is just very gripping. I always am wanting to watch YouTube in the shower these days instead of listening to my book, but I listen to my book in the shower, which is an indication that I'm really enjoying it. And the narrator is good too. I feel like she's doing a good job as acting as Olive. Adam Carlson is still remaining a mystery on a lot of levels. To me, it's obvious he likes her, but to Olive it is not. I do not want to get on the stand bike right now, but I am about to. I'm going to do it. The only thing that got me out of bed this morning was this book. I don't think I could have said that for the past books I was reading. I want you to say hi to my vlog I'm doing. It's our vlog. Yeah, how was the movie? I haven't listened to your voice memos yet. It looks so cute. Awesome. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. Oh, I just saw this picture. No, listen, the way that this could be your boyfriend and I wouldn't even bat an eye. I'd be like, yeah, you're in the same league. No, I'm not even exaggerating. He's on Bridgerton, right? What's his name? What else is he in again? Yeah, Bridgerton is where I know him from. Oh, he was in Black Bag too. I watched that. Yes. Good morning, I'm about to drive to work and listen to my audiobook on the way, but I just made it to chapter 9, which is around 50% of the way through the book, and I am enjoying it. I have to come to terms with that fact. I think I just like Allie Hazelwood better than Sarah and Kalila do, and this might be her best one I've read. Okay, there's that weird thing at the start. Everything else, like the banter is really good. I'm giggling. They just had a very late night snack in the break room together, and it's at that point in fake dating where it's like, how fake is this actually? And I don't actually want it to be fake. Which is so fun. Okay, of course listen to this, but first I'm gonna voice memo Sarah and Kalila, give them a little morning update, and then grab my coffee, of course. I just made it to work and I was listening to The Love Hypothesis for most of this drive. Let me give you a little update of where I'm at. I'm on chapter 10. So, since I only have like 4 hours left in the book at the speed I'm listening to it, so we're kind of flying through this book. Got my Ice Blondie. It's literally as big as my head this morning because I had a free drink and I could upgrade to a large for no extra charge. I usually don't do that because I feel like it tastes different and the medium tastes better, but today I was like feeling it for some reason and I got the large and it tastes really good. So, now I know that for future reference. It's just so massive. But I needed it today. But my book, there was this point, I'm like, if the confession of love doesn't happen now, no wonder I'm only halfway through the book, because the confession of love didn't happen. The confession of, oh, I'm not joking, this isn't fake to me, didn't happen when it was about to. And so now we have 50% more of the book to go through for that to happen. I think I'm just really into Adam Carlson. He acts kind of like rude, but really he's a sweetie pie and has a soft spot for her, and that just gets me. I'm gonna head into work, but I'll talk to you after. Ow, I just stubbed my toe! Me. Oh. I got The Love Hypothesis on my Kindle. And I could see that I got 65% of the way through. 2 hours and 18 minutes left in the book. So I think I could finish this today if I really lock in, because it's Sunday and we don't have a ton of plans today other than like laundry. I could finish this book in 2 hours. I'm liking it. I'm at a point where the only one bedroom situation is happening. Oh, I haven't updated you. There was this crazy turn of events that I did not see coming that pissed me off. Literally so bad. I felt so much anger. Rampant misogyny. Unfiltered, blatant misogyny, too. Was just so infuriating. My jaw literally hit the floor, I think. I'm so upset about that. Because of how the misogyny and sexism and harassment happened, she can't tell him what happened. She can't tell Adam what happened. Now she's like keeping this secret. But in my head, you should definitely tell him, because I don't know, I can't say more than that without spoiling. And I think she will, it's just, right now, they're not. And then they went to this like conveyor belt sushi place, which made me crave sushi. I'm gonna read for a little bit. And that's what I have on the schedule so far. Mug unlocked. I'd use it if only I drink hot coffee, but maybe your milk will be perfect today and we'll be able to do latte art. How's it look? Bring it over. One thing about Koi is he'll let me try for the latte art in his coffee every morning. I don't know. Oh, it might be good.
It's good. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, who cares? Keep that safe. It's good. Oh, it smells good. That's kind of dope. It's kind of arty.
Was it smelling everywhere?
I might need to actually
It is pretty
send
cool.
a picture to your friend.
That's a not bad latte art.
No.
I just couldn't
Turn it.
tilt it anymore.
Good job. You endured through the pain.
It hurt.
Is it hot then, I'm guessing?
Yeah. That was perfect milk. Whatever you did.
Yeah, I think I realized what I need to be doing. I think I actually learned it's going to be better now. I realized what I was missing.
That's pretty good. I spilled everywhere and through it all. I have to move the camera because it's filled to the brim. Imagine it doesn't even taste good. Actually, oh.
It's just kind of hot.
Look at that cute new mug.
I'm so terrified to display.
The way your beanie matches your shirt perfectly. Do I want to get on the cycling bike? No. I really don't. But I'm gonna have a lazy day. I know it'll feel nice to me to have worked out and to have gone on the cycling bike. I'm just like really dragging today. I feel exhausted, but what's getting me through is the fact that I'm gonna be listening to The Love Hypothesis while I work out. I used to not audiobook while I did HIIT cycling workouts because listening to the trainer on the iPad really helped me persevere because it's hard and I will bail out if I get distracted or realize how tired I am. But for the past little bit, I've been listening to audiobooks, especially when they're good audiobooks. They have been fine and I've been able to do it. I literally just use the Fitness Plus app and they have like this cycling section. I don't think I have anything more than 20 minutes in my tank right now. I do like technically have time to do 30. I know it feels so good when I do it. 10 all-out pushes that range from 30 seconds to under 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna do a 30-minute one. And then I track my heart rate using my Oura ring. So that's my workout setup. I'll feel so happy after. I did it. I didn't listen to any of my audiobook either. So I'll do that while I go shower. Instead, I was listening to voice memos from the group chat and watching Sarah's new vlog. So time well spent, but I need to shower. I'm drenched in sweat. Fuck, I loved it. Damn it. Against everything in me trying not to like this book, I couldn't help it. It was so good. Me pulling out my needle because I'm stressed. Sarah, we can have a differing opinion on this front. Oh, it was good. I was literally like, it brought a tear to my eye at the end. A literal tear to my eye. And it's been a while since like a rom-com book has done that to me. First of all, the romance was so sweet and so cute, and I found Adam to be so hot, and he was broody and had a soft spot for her, and his grumpiness and demeanor was explained by some of his past and his history. What was maybe the most satisfying part of the entire ending was this vile, disgusting man got what was coming to him. He got what he deserved, and the conflict at the end was frustrating, but it wasn't like a miscommunication, so that was fine. And I understood why Olive, our main character, couldn't fully resolve the conflict. I understood what was holding her back, but she ultimately made the right decision in the end. And it was frustrating. If you've read this book, maybe you'll know what I'm referring to, but I hate that in order to speak up about the thing that she was speaking up about, she had to have irrefutable evidence, and it wasn't just her word, if that makes sense. And that's frustrating. I think the backdrop of academia was so fun, and I know that's like Ali Hazelwood's whole thing, is writing in the context through the lens of STEM and science specifically. And it was my first Ali Hazelwood with that backdrop, because I had only read Bride and Check and Mate, which Check and Mate is about chess. So similar themes in that book, and it's YA. So this was my first adult romance book by Ali Hazelwood with that science background. I do have Love Theoretically, which I think is in that same vein, and a lot of people said it was very similar to The Love Hypothesis, and I think that would be really fun to read now that I know I loved the setting. I loved reading about academia. I graduated in business and marketing. I minored in journalism. My projects were either like marketing projects or I was writing research articles. And so this was just an area that I knew nothing about. And so it was very interesting to be put in that setting. There were some like quirky elements. She's very much the stereotypical quirky female lead in a rom-com, but she's so intelligent and smart, and her research was flushed out in the book. Like, you knew what she was researching and why, and I thought that was very compelling that we got to actually learn about that. Written by someone, Ali Hazelwood, who has a past in academia and science. I don't know if anyone could have really nailed it the way she did if they didn't have that sort of background, but I liked it. 4 stars. Kind of like loved it. Which is so hilarious. I was scared this was gonna happen. I really was. And I know, Sarah, it's probably so frustrating to see me giddy over a book you hate, but I love you, and I can't help how I feel. I'm like giddy. I think I also just haven't read a lot of romance and rom-com, so it just felt very fun and sweet and silly and cute, and I really liked it. And now I'm scared, because now I have to read American Psycho by Bret which is Khalila's least favorite book, and I don't think there is really a chance I'll like this one. From what Khalila has told me, I don't know the summary or the synopsis or what it's really about. I did see something that it was like a serial unaliver, which is spooky, but I, for some reason, thought it was like historical. But now looking at it, I'm wondering if it's contemporary. And just the way she described it, I don't think I'm gonna like love this one. When I heard Love Hypothesis by Ellie Hazelwood, I knew there was a chance because I've liked Ellie Hazelwood's other books and was kind of in the mindset for a rom-com. But with American Psycho, the way Kalila described it does not leave a lot of room for me to think I'm going to enjoy the book. I will not be buying this book. No, I will not. I will be getting the Libby ebook download. I am a little apprehensive. I used to listen to true crime. It made me very paranoid. I have since taken a long break. I am curious how I'm gonna feel about this. Unless it's like really like I can't finish it, I will be reading the whole book. I think the times I DNF, it's usually times where I feel more indifferent toward a book. If I'm hating a book, a lot of times I'll like hate read it and finish it. I don't know why. I think it's just I feel something towards the book. If I'm like actively hating a book, sometimes I'll just hate read it. So I'm curious how I'll feel about this book because I have a hard time believing it's going to be an indifferent sort of experience. Koi and I decided we need to get out of the house and we're gonna go to the grocery store and get some ingredients to make some minestrone soup. It's so windy outside and there's an extreme thunder warning for tonight. So we figured what better way to spend the night than making some soup. And we got this recipe from McCoy's grandma. And I thought it was the sweetest thing. She mailed it to us in a little card, and the card just said, "The best reason is just because." So we've been really wanting to make her minestrone soup. So we're gonna just go get those ingredients and have a very chill, you know, I mean, the whole day's been chill. So more where that came from, I guess. I've been craving it for days. Green beans, a 15 ounce, that's 14.5, I feel like that's close enough. I usually do vegetable broth, but I feel like for this, I'll do beef. Has anyone tried these? I think I need that. Not for minestrone, but definitely need it. What was that really good pickles? Are they the Milwaukee's?
Oh yeah.
Walk by this without doing it ever. This is kind of calling to me. I don't think I've ever bought canned tomatoes and it calls for Italian. Oh, Italian. Literally no. Literally no. Literally no thanks. I'll pass. That was the most graphic, disgusting... Oh my god. Those were some of the most graphic, disgusting scenes I've ever read in my entire life. No, I'm not even exaggerating. I'm like sweating. Can you see how red I am? No, when I tell you there was this scene, there was this man on the street with the dog, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. And if you've read this book, if you've seen the movie, because I checked with McCoy and he's seen the movie apparently. I did not know that. It was a long time ago, I guess. It's an old movie? I don't know. I don't care. He said it was in the movie. This feels wrong. This feels gross. This feels like I'm reading, like, and I know that's a point, to read like the diary of a serial unaliver. And I've never been in the head of one. I never want to be again. And I know I never DNF books. I feel like I've been doing it a lot recently. And by a lot, I mean it's happened twice. I think, no, once. It's happened once. It's about to be twice. Should we make it twice? I don't know. I think the only part keeping me into it is wanting to know how this ends. Like, what happens to this man? Part of me needs to know, because I want all the worst things ever to happen to him, because this is every bad thing imaginable. This man has done everything bad imaginable and hates everyone. It is disgusting. I'm gonna read it on my way to work tomorrow, and that's all I'm giving it. I can't devote any more of my time and energy into this book. How is there so much more left in this book? See you in the morning. Imagine if after all of that drama, I got on here and I was like, 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very eye-opening and progressive, and it really was very enlightening. No. It was very much gruesome, indulgent, misogynistic, problematic, not a good time. What you missed when I was stunned speechless on the way to work this morning was me listening to just absolute graphic descriptions of this man's violent actions. And it got to a point where I was so ill. I just was like, you know what? I've seen enough. I've heard enough. I get the point that you're trying to make. However, like, I don't think you made the point, but that's besides the point. I skipped 3 hours forward or more and got to the last hour, half hour of the book, just because what is the point? How is this gonna end? Please, the only thing that would make this worthwhile is if justice is served. I don't know. I knew it wasn't going to be based on the trajectory of the book, but the end just did nothing for me. It absolutely did nothing for me except to make me mad. And I understand the point. I'm not dumb. I understand what the author was trying to do. I just felt like it was a romanticization of serial unalivers in a way that reminds me, actually, which is funny because it's not funny. The main character, Bateman, in American Psycho is very fascinated by Ted Bundy. It reminds me of how people were romanticizing Ted Bundy in that movie that starred Zac Efron, The Shockingly Evil and Vile, whatever. People were romanticizing and fantasizing and being attracted to Zac Efron in a way that just felt very gross, considering like the subject matter. Like, these are real victims, this is not a story. And so this almost reminded me of that, where it was almost leaning into gross, violent male fantasy and exploiting it, and there were no consequences to the actions. It was very graphic on page, and it just felt unnecessary. And I would say I'm somewhat of a lightweight when it comes to horror, but with reading, I'm not afraid to pick up a horror book every now and then. I will read horror occasionally. And this just felt like problematic and offensive for the sake of it. I understand the point he's trying to make is exposing the inner minds and workings of a really evil man and a very rich man. I think that's what he was going for, and that's just my opinion. It really is. It was not for me. So 5 stars. No, it was 1 star. It was a 1-star book, and I understand I skipped a lot of it, but trust me when I say I read enough to know how I feel about it. At the very least, I have a new least favorite book that I don't feel bad about hating, because it was just so bad. And okay, all that aside, all the problems aside, it was odd. The writing style was very descriptive of all the outfits, which I understand it. Again, I keep wanting to describe and express that I understand the intention behind that and the controlling nature that he wanted to kind of expose for the reader. The controlling, the particular, the obsessiveness with appearance and everything like that, I understand. But it was boring. Newsflash, boring. I don't need to hear the brand of every single item of clothing you're wearing and everyone in the room is wearing. Rant over. In conclusion, I really liked the love hypothesis though, which is such a funny development of this video. I think that's kind of the moral of this video, is reading is subjective, ultimately. If the writing is solid, there's no glaring plot holes. Reading is just subjective, and like a good book is subjective in a lot of ways. I think there's some baselines for what's a good book and what's a bad book, but above those, it's just really subjective, which this video kind of was an example of that. And it's so funny. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I was talking to Sarah. Trust me when I say going and venturing into that group chat after liking the love hypothesis to 2 people who did not and hated the love hypothesis, and I had to defend the knee-high socks to my 2 friends. Not the best experience, but I stand by it. But I was talking to Sarah, and Sarah was saying that she was kind of enjoying the book that I recommended. Well, didn't recommend, my least favorite book that I'm making them read, and I thought that was absolutely hilarious and full circle and kind of poetic that we liked each other's least favorite books. That proves a really fun point. So I'm glad that she was able to take something from the book I recommended. I know Kalila, I mean, you could go watch their videos to see how they feel about the book I recommended. I won't spoil anything. I will be sure to link them. Kalila and Sarah, my besties. You probably know where to find them at this point. I had a really good time with this for the most part. If you enjoyed this video, I have more videos with Sarah and Kalila and more just cozy reading vlogs. Be sure to check them out. Like, comment, and subscribe. It means so much to me, and I hope to see you again soon. Happy reading.